Get out. Michel Barnier uses Brexit to kick out Emmanuel Macron in presidential campaign. Michel Barnier has announced his bid to become the next president of France, and his campaign could lay bare the reasons why the UK voted for Brexit, an expert has suggested. The former chief Brexit negotiator for the EU has confirmed he will challenge Emmanuel Macron for the top job in France next April. The 70-year-old Europhile had been a constant thorn in the side as the UK battled to break free from the bloc after the 2016 EU referendum. Stuart Jackson, a former special advisor to the first Brexit secretary, David Davis, has detailed Mr. Barnier's opposition to Brexit and referenced how he could even use it in his own presidential campaign. He wrote, "We respected Barnier's performances at our set pieces, but everyone understood that the strategic objective of the European Union was ultimately rather ruthless, to punish the UK and make Brexit as difficult as possible. We never believed that he really understood Brexit and why it happened, because he never felt he had to. That's not to say there were no missteps. The regular meetings with hardcore Remainers didn't help the EU's cause, and his time as EU Regional Affairs Commissioner convinced Barnier that he was an expert on Northern Ireland and her history and political culture. He wasn't, and risked more than he knew with his pontifications." Mr. Jackson also pointed to a note made in Mr. Barnier's Brexit memoir, Grand Illusion, where the Frenchman indicated he would take a keen interest in border control and sovereignty, two cornerstones of the argument put forward by Brexiteers. Mr. Jackson wrote, "The final pages of Barnier's Brexit memoir, Grand Illusion, give us a clue to the philosophy and ideology of this complex character. He believes that he can be both a French patriot and a good European. And yet, those of us who campaigned for British national sovereignty and parliamentary self-determination at the 2016 EU referendum will give a wry smile at Barnier's presidential election programme, tough on immigration, and to restore the authority of the state." Perhaps Michel Barnier understood Brexit after all? For over 4 years, Brexit watchers clung to his every word. And Michel Barnier came through with an early Christmas present on December 24, 2020, announcing the terms of the European Union's divorce from the UK had been agreed upon. Yet, what was one of his greatest accomplishments also heralded the end of his EU career. Barnier celebrated his 70th birthday in early January, a milestone that bars him from ever working for the European Commission again. But the timings, perhaps, couldn't have been better, and Brexit, which he has deplored as a lose-lose situation, could well have provided him with the springboard to win the French presidency. At least, that's what he appears to be thinking. "I have missed France. France will go to the polls in April 2022 to elect its next president, and the campaign has already started. Only 2 candidates have so far officially thrown their hats into the ring, Marine Le Pen for the far right and Jean-Luc Mélenchon for the far left. Incumbent centrist Emmanuel Macron is widely expected to run. In the mainstream right-wing Les Républicains, LR, party, from which Barnier hails, several figures have indicated they would likely put their names forward. Barnier has also put feelers out. The ink on the Brexit deal had barely dried when he set tongues wagging in his home country, telling French television, "I have missed France for 4.5 years. I will now devote all my energy to my country." He has since launched a working group of LR lawmakers, patriot and European, to brainstorm political issues, and released a book on May 6 on the 4-year Brexit saga, to be released in English in October. And when asked on the radio earlier this week whether he intends to run, he replied, "What I can tell you is that I will be an actor in this presidential debate. In political language, that means, I'm seriously considering it. I think that at moment in my political family, Les Républicains, there is a need to work together, to listen to each other, to respect each other. I want to participate in a collective game," he added. He also reiterated that even though I was in Brussels for a few years, I remained passionately attached to this country. Political speak for, you can take the man out of France but you can't take France out of the man.